Hello, it's Courtland with more insights for your personal development and self-understanding. I develop or provide tools and techniques for you to be more of a resilient entrepreneur, the type of person who can bounce back from things that make other people quit. Today, we explore a concept or an idea that gets confused a lot in the personal development industry around the idea of to think is to create. I had a client recently ask, well, I believe this, but why is it then that, when I specifically say that I want a thing, it doesn't exactly work out that way? She went on to say that I remember being in high school, like I really wanted to be a cheerleader, and it ends up that I'm an all-state, basketball player. I didn't even want to go out for the basketball team, but, I did it because the cheering thing didn't work. And then now in my career, I'm in this role that's not the role that I wanted. So is it true that to think is to create? Is it really happening? Or can you provide some insight on that? And I said to her, I said, you know what, Lynn, that's a great point because it's one of the things that gets misunderstood a lot. So when I express that to think is to create, I'm not suggesting that we get to create all of the circumstances of our life. I'm not suggesting or asserting that we get to create all of the events, that we are deliberately responsible for every event that happens or every circumstance that occurs. But what I am adamant about and have the strongest of conviction around is that we will attract into our lives the experiences and the events that match, meet, marry, align with our predominant beliefs about ourselves and the feelings and attitudes that we give most attention to. So with Lynn, I said, well, you know what? Let's think about what it was that you really wanted out of being a cheerleader when you were in high school. Was it that you actually wanted to cheer? When you think back to that time in your life, when you think back to that experience, was it that you actually wanted to cheer? Or were there things that came along with cheering? Are there things that you saw in being in that role that really were what you wanted? Was it the being in an arena with loud fans? Was it the attention? Was it that meaning or that signification of approval that came with being a cheerleader? Was it the attention or the notoriety that you would get? And to her credit, she really started to explore it. And she's like, that's a good point. Because all of the things that I thought I wanted or would get from cheering actually happened for me through being a really good basketball player. The attention, the recognition, people knowing who I am, the popularity, all of those things came just in a different way or through a different vehicle than I thought it would. So, my point here is that we will create or attract into our lives that which fits the most predominant beliefs that we have and the attitude and feelings that we give most attention to. So it's not exactly that you will create that exact circumstance or that exact experience or that exact event, but it will match your predominant beliefs. So pay attention to what you feel. A person who doesn't allow themselves to feel is a person who's stuck in their life. I understand the survival mechanism of not feeling anything and being cerebral and intellectual and not having emotion because emotions are unpredictable and it takes you out of your routine. But it also can stunt your growth. Your feelings and your attitude then become a signal for you to move forward, to step back, to move around, and so forth. I've often, I know this is for my resilient entrepreneurs and salespeople, but you know what? My resilient entrepreneurs and salespeople are also relationship people and desire love and connection and intimacy and so forth. So here's just a little sprinkling of relationship advice. I've seen the exercise of, describe your ideal mate. And I've watched people go through that process where they actually would write down the physical qualities and traits of the person they most desired to be in relationship with. So they are, 6'2", their complexion is dark, they whatever, right? They go through the physical traits, and inevitably it doesn't work out. And it's because that's not what you would be attracting. A much more powerful exercise, and you can try this one out if what you're desiring is relationship, but you could also do it for business and what you want to experience in your business as well, is to, if you're going to go through the list of what you want to create, what you want to draw forth, what you want to attract to you, it's not to list the physical traits and qualities of an individual, but rather list the qualities or the attitudes and feelings that you want to experience in the relationship of your dreams. So not the list of their traits, their qualities and characteristics, but rather a list of the feelings and the attitudes that you want to have and experience in your relationship. And then give attention to how you want to feel. And what will happen is, because you give your attention to how you want to feel in relationship, how you want to feel in the presence of the person that you are in relationship with, then you'll attract that relationship into your life. But be careful, because they may not look how you thought they would look. They may not sound how you thought they would sound, but the feeling will fit. And it'll likely be an experience where you say to yourself, essentially, though I never would have thought it, this is exactly what's perfect for me. Believe it or not, it was not always a dream of mine to speak and to share and to coach and to build. No, it wasn't. But I followed a different route, and the feelings that I got from it were unfulfilling. And so I started to follow a curiosity that led to this. And I tell you that it's really hard for me to imagine doing anything else. So follow your curiosity. Be clear about what you want to feel or experience. Know that we don't attract the circumstances, but we will attract into our lives that which is necessary in order for us to feel and have evidence of our most predominant ways of thinking and believing. Hopefully that helps. If it does, don't keep it a secret. Let someone know about it, share it. You're welcome to put it in your speeches, put it in your talks and so forth. Use it as content that's yours. It's definitely not original to me. I have my interpretation of it, but you're welcome to use it, share it. Just don't keep it a secret. And let's all do our part to make the world a little bit better of a place to live. I appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.